the results of a brainstorming session happening in Cambridge between Severin and Dorn and I. Particularly, I want to cover the concept of how the forum and the tools wiki live harmoniously together. So here we have the wireframe sketch that we're sort of thinking about what the tool page might look like. Tool page is a wiki page where anyone can edit. In particular, the areas they would edit would be the body of the tool, where there would be a description, information about manufacturing, skills needed, documentation. Over here, a bunch of media, probably a video, some photos, any CAD attachments that people may provide. And the thing that's interesting is we have these questions, research, how-tos, and blog comments, which are general discussions. And these are not living in the wiki, tool wiki. They are living in the forum. And so I made a little prototype to kind of sort of help people wrap their brains around this concept. And so I took an hour and made one in Drupal. And so here we have a Drupal forum, and we have the general structure that we talked about yesterday. There's going to be a tools forum, an events forum, general discussions, and governance discussions. So in the tools forum, right now I have two dummy forums, tools rather. One is balloon kite mapping, and the other is thermal flashlight. Thank you, Public Labs, for providing dummy content. The thermal flashlight one is the one that I have filled out, so I'm going to go into the thermal flashlight forum. And so here in the thermal flashlight forum, we have a bunch of content. And if we go over to the tool wiki, and go to the thermal flashlight page, we have this general concept of content over here on the left. Scrolling down, this is stuff that anybody can edit and collaborate with to make a more adequate documentation page for the tool at hand. And then over here on the right, we have content feeding in from the forum. And so here we see there's tools forum research, tools forum how-tos, tools forum questions, tools forum general discussions. And so over in the forum, people are actually posting in the forum, on the tools forum, they're posting research about this tool, the thermal flashlight. Here's results from an outdoor test. Someone's posted a how-to in the forum for this tool. How to make a thermal flashlight with an Arduino Nano. And somebody posted a question about this tool. How do you minimize light bleeding? And then there's just some general discussion. Someone says, I've been thinking about other uses for this tool. And these are links that when we click, actually bring us back over to the forum. And so the key point here being is that when it comes to the tools, we want to give people the flexibility to contribute, and that contribution is not always going to be in adding to the wiki page itself. There might be 50 different ways to make a thermal flashlight. We want to be able to give users the ability to write a how-to for each of their distinct ways of making a thermal flashlight. If that for example ended up in just on the wiki page for the tool itself, then that wiki page would get pretty cumbersome. So this gives users the ability to add content in the forum and also have discussion around that. So on each, as you know, in each forum post, people can comment. So let's go through an example. So let's say I had a question about a thermal flashlight. Normally we'd have a little button here that say ask a question, but since we haven't set that up yet, we'll just go to the tool, or we'll go to the forums, and we'll go to the thermal flashlight forum add a topic that will add a question. You'll see what I mean in just a second. All right, and into the thermal flashlight forum. Add a new forum topic. And let's say I was wondering, where do I buy Arduino Nanos? And under the type, you can see that general structure that we were talking about before. Question, research, how to, general. This is a question. And it's in the thermal flashlight forum. And if I had more information, I could fill it out here. But I don't. So I'm just going to save it. So now I've filled out a question in the forum, the tool forum, under thermal flashlight. Go back up to thermal flashlight in the forum, and we'll see this new question. Where do I buy Arduino Nanos? Go over back to the tool wiki. And into the thermal flashlight wiki page. And we see now that anybody who's visiting the thermal flashlight wiki page is going to see my question. Where do I buy Arduino Nanos? This is very much inspired by public laboratories. So this is the thermal photography wiki page. It's a tool page, just like what the concept that we've been talking about. And instead of having a forum where you ask questions, research, post-research, general discussions, they have these things called research notes. Research notes are just intended to be a blog-like contribution to a tool that generally shapes over time what ends up in this wiki document. And so we came up with an idea to adopt a very similar practice, but give it a little bit more structure as far as what kind of information people are entering. So if you're asking a question, you can sign up for questions. If you want to be the person who answers questions about thermal photography, you can sign up to get an email to every time somebody asks a question. You can sign up to make sure you get all the research in your email inbox. Various things like that it enables us to do with that kind of distinction. One of the very innovative and useful things, or rather participatory, is this contributors block. So here on the side we see these names with these numbers. What these names and numbers actually correspond to are users who've entered research notes in regards to this wiki page. And we can actually see the 52-week history. So the thermal photography page has not been active for very long, so you can see over the past few weeks it started out really strong, and now it's kind of going steady. This gives users a sense of, hey, I'm contributing, I'm not just getting lost in the crowd. And not just contributing to a forum, but also contributing to the development of something that's a collaborative effort. So we also have a suggestion to add the contributors block to our tool template as well. Thank you for listening. I hope this all made sense, and feel free to email me. My email address is rj@rjstatic.me. Again, that's rj@rjstatic.me. And have a good night. Oh, and Happy New Year!